Joining me now is Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter, a member of the House Energy Committee. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. What can you tell us about your meeting? How are things going?
It's going great. Maria, I tell you, this is my 11th year in Congress, and I've never witnessed the electricity, the excitement that surrounds President Trump right now. We are so unified, and we're ready to get to work, ready to make sure that we get him a budget that's going to cut spending, that's going to make sure that we put America First policies in, that's going to make sure that we achieve all the things to make sure that we can extend the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. If we are unable to extend the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, people in America will be looking at the highest tax increase that they've ever seen. We can ill afford that right now. President Trump understands that. Members of Congress understand that.
Yeah, and I know that Mike Johnson said that he wants a bill on the president's desk no later than Memorial Day. And Newt Gingrich said if you're going to do two bills and that you actually have to separate the tax extensions out of this big, quote unquote, beautiful bill, then you're going to have to get that done by the summer, by July 4th, latest, in order to actually have an impact. Is that realistic?
It is realistic. I prefer one bill, to be quite honest with you, because we've really got three factions, if you will, in our conference. Those who really want to concentrate on the debt, and I'm certainly part of that. Those who want to make sure that we secure the border. And then, and really, interestingly, those who care about SALT. And those three factions, those are the three that we've got to get together on this. If you take two bills, then you kind of lose your leverage with the border and with SALT. So that's the reason for the idea behind one bill. But I still believe if we do two bills, that we can get one done very quickly and that we can get both of them done.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me get your take on this idea from President Trump suggesting that the nearly 90,000 IRS agents hired under the Biden administration could be sent to the border. He's also discussed, obviously, the External Revenue Service that he has created to collect tariffs and fees and other payments from foreign nations. Congressman, earlier this month, you introduced a bill that would abolish the IRS altogether and the tax code, replacing it with a national consumption tax. Has this been part of the conversation? How are you thinking about the Internal and External Revenue Service?
I'm a big fan of the External Revenue Service, and I can do one up on the president in this case because he wants to send 90,000 IRS agents down there. I can send them all down there. If we go with a consumption tax like the fair tax, you can send them all down there or you can eliminate them completely because then people will be in charge of their own taxes, not some unelected armed bureaucrat like it is now. And we need the fair tax. Its time has come. It is fair. It is simple. And it's a consumption tax. People prefer a consumption tax.
Mm-hmm. Todd, what do you think?
Congressman, would the numbers work? Would there be enough money coming in from the External Revenue Service to compensate what we would otherwise lose from the Internal Revenue Service?
Absolutely, especially if you take into consideration the tariffs that the president has been talking about and that he talked about again last night. He said it's his favorite word in the vocabulary right now, and I believe him. We could supplement a lot of our revenues with the tariffs that he's talking about imposing. And don't tell me it doesn't work. I mean, it's already proven to work. Just the leverage that he had with Colombia, he got their attention real quick with tariffs. Now they are going to be glad to take people back.
Yeah, President Trump declaring a national energy emergency in an effort to increase U.S. oil production. Gas executives, meanwhile, told the New York Times they do not plan on doing so unless prices rise significantly, Congressman. Your thoughts on where this is going? I mean, oil companies are embracing the deregulatory part of President Trump's agenda, but are they going to actually pump more?
Let's remember, if you want to talk about a negotiator, and you're talking about Donald Trump. He is the ultimate negotiator, and he will negotiate this. But I can tell you, I don't care where it is that I go in this country. I don't care what sector we're talking about, whether it be healthcare, whether it be energy, whether it be technology. The message is the same everywhere I go, and that is that the regulations, that permitting, they are just crushing business right now. We've got to streamline that and get out of the business's way.
Definitely. Well, that is certainly the topic of conversation right now going on across the world. I can tell you that for sure, having just come back from Davos. Everybody wants to adopt the Trump effect. They are having executive order envy. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. We'll be watching your work, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buddy Carter in Florida. Quick break. China's artificial intelligence model, DeepSeek, threatening U.S. dominance in the AI sector, bringing the U.S.-China